Hello Aquarius, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Aquarius for the month of August. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go ahead and see what we have here for you, Aquarius. Now I am using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, the Rider-Waite Tarot, and the Kipper Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. All right, so let's make sure everything's in view here, and then we'll get right into it. Now I hope you're having a great start to this Leo season. And all right, I think that looks just about good enough to me. We'll take 3 of these cards to clarify as we go along. All right, good enough for right now. Energy on the bottom. You have the World card. So the World is really a powerful card in the tarot. It is the completion of a cycle. It is the last of the major arcana. It's number 21, but there are actually 22 cards because it starts at 0 base, it starts at 0. And so this is 22 of 22. And this says that you have not only completed a chapter, you've closed the book on something. And you're also, when you get the World, you're ready to open up a new book. You're ready to start a new book in your life. You're ready to start something new in your life. And, you know, this World card can really be a major energy of victory as well, because it's the feeling of like, you know, after, like, I don't know, I'm just using this as an example. I've never run a marathon, but like, if you've run a marathon and it's that like feeling when you, like, you've trained for months, you've done the marathon, and now it's like, I feel so accomplished, right? And you can apply that to anything in your life that you've worked hard to complete. So this World card is, it's something big, right? It's cycles energy, right? This is not like, oh, I've completed my work week. This is something like, I've completed my position as an entry-level employee, and now I'm moving up the ranks as a higher ranked employee. Like it's like maybe, okay, or I finished my 4-year degree. It's like a major completion of a cycle. So it's also Saturn energy, and remember that Saturn rewards you for doing the hard work in your life. Saturn is a very serious, slow-moving planet, and that's why a lot of people like they get like freaked out about their Saturn return. You've probably heard that before if you're into tarot, but it's really just because it marks the end of one phase of your life and the beginning of a sort of new phase of your life, and truly a new phase of adulthood. And so so it's a big energy, but let's see what this might be around. In fact, if I'm looking here, you have an incredibly good reading here for yourself, Aquarius. Quite a few major arcanas that are sticking out to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 10 cards here, if you count the bottom card, are major arcanas, which means more than half are major themes. So you are dealing with something big here, especially with the World's influence on this reading. In the overall situation, you have the Emperor. The Emperor is seen as a good omen in business in the tarot. This is the person, this is the energy of success. This is the energy of leadership. Remember, it does not matter what gender you are. I don't attach gender to my cards, as we have a bunch of different cards here, like with these page, king, knight, doesn't matter. And it's just seen as, you know, you being good in, like doing a good job or being respected or well respected in your career field, in your business life. It can also be the energy of authority. It may mean that some of you are moving up to a leadership rank. That could certainly be the case here with the Emperor, the King of Wands, and the Chariot, which we'll talk about more as we go along. I do think maybe some of you are moving up the ranks in some ways in the work world, if that's something that you're a part of. Some of you could also be self-employed with all of the Wands cards here for sure. And it may mean that you are making more sales, or you've completed something important. You've completed an important project, or you've made a big launch in your work. If you're an entrepreneur, that could certainly be the case. So let's just dive into this a little bit more. Now, in the beginning of the month, you have the Page of Cups, you have the Magician, and you have the Hermit card. So definitely like what I see here. This is going to be one of these readings where I can't really, I'm usually not negative anyway, but like this is one of these readings where it's kind of hard to be negative. it's going to be an overwhelmingly positive reading. The Page of Cups is really about some type of offer of happiness in your life. This, of course, can bring about messages for love. You know, if you've been looking for somebody, this could mean that you find somebody's interest in you. You know, this could also be like, it's a match. Like, have you ever been on like dating sites like Tinder or something? Like this could be like you matching with somebody in the modern world, right? Like you matching with somebody, because this is a messenger, right? This is a messenger. Somebody, like news that somebody's interested in you, or it could be an offer of love. Like this could be the start, if you don't use dating sites, which I don't blame you. It could be like, maybe going for coffee with somebody, or something like that, right? Like that could certainly be the case if you are single. If you're in a relationship or if you're married, I do think that this will just continue to get stronger. That bond will continue to get stronger. You have the Magician card here, which is really good for you because this is about major manifestation in the tarot. It's the biggest card to manifest something. You can see all of the tools here, which are acting as manifestation tools. You can see they're doing a ritual. They're like actually holding the candle in the air, and they're out in nature. They're surrounded by crops. Actually, in this case, crops in tarot are a good sign. Crops are a sign of abundance. And this says that basically you can do whatever you want at this time. When you have the Magician, the problem is doing. The problem for the Magician is doing. They have the skills, they have the abilities, they have the talents, they have the tools. Okay, they don't need to go buy anything. The problem for the Magician is actually going through it and doing it. It's Mercury energy as well, so it is a card of communication. I see maybe some of you being I see some of you maybe communicating on an idea in work, maybe on social media, something like that. Maybe you have like a tarot channel, or you communicate on YouTube in some ways. But I see some sort of manifestation coming forward, but there's a big message of doing here because of some of these other cards as well. So I think that's maybe the one thing, that's the one big piece of advice that I would give you, but like everything seems so good here. You also have this Hermit card, which to me suggests that You've been in a deep period of study here, and this is somebody who is wise. This is somebody who is learning not just from a textbook, but they're also kind of learning from the universe. They're realizing that the light in this lantern is not only within the lantern, but it's also within themselves. And so that's something that you can't learn in a formal setting, in a formal academic setting. That's something that you have to learn yourself by taking time for yourself, and by like communing with the universe. And so it's like you're wise, right? And I feel like some of you are ready to share this with the world. I think some of you probably already have been, but it definitely looks very good here. Now, in the middle of the month, you have the King of Wands. You had operating error. You had the King of Wands, you had the Emperor, and you have the Chariot here. So the King of Wands is for me, one of the best cards to find if you're looking to become an entrepreneur, for sure. Or if you even are an entrepreneur, this person would prefer to be in business for themselves, because it's like, okay, I'm just gonna say it this way. This is the truth. Like, it's hard to find somebody more talented than the King of Wands. I mean, it's like they have everything, right? They have everything. They are like, they can wear all the hats. And not only can they wear all the hats, but they can do it with passion. And that's a hard thing to find. And so for them, it's like, well, I can just do whatever I want, right? So why work for somebody? Now, if you do find them in the workplace, they would love what they do. They would not stay in a job that they don't love. So it is possible that some of you are becoming an entrepreneur here, or you are an entrepreneur because of these other messages, which is, again, success in business with the Emperor, somebody who's well-to-do. And you could even be an expert. Like, you could be an authority figure. Like, you could be somebody who is a leader on a specific topic in your field. Like, I don't know, maybe like Like maybe you know like a very niche, like you're the expert in a very niche part of accounting or something, and you can like make a YouTube channel about it. It's just an example. Or you have like a niche skill that you can like, that like people come to you for advice and for guidance on, something like that here. And then you also have this Chariot card as well, which the Chariot is really this message of through self-discipline you can achieve amazing things. The Chariot says that basically you can overcome any sort of obstacle by continuing forward and by not giving up. Again, the one thing about this reading is I would say like go, like it's go mode, like definitely like it seems like you have everything you need here to be extremely successful is what I will say in this month. In the last portion of the month, you have the Knight of Wands, you have the Three of Wands, and you have the Star card. So this Knight of Wands is it's also a card of talent. I would say that the King of Wands is more talented, but the better way to describe this is somebody who is a maverick. They not only are they like kind of a Swiss Army knife in their chosen field of study or what they do for work, but they're also extremely fun to be around. Like everybody wants to. It's the energy of energy, really, as a person when you get the Knight of Wands, and so there's a big message here around your talents, your passions, your hobbies, your skills, your abilities. With the for sure, you have 3 high skill cards is what I would put them as, with the Magician, the King of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. But there's also this message of doing it and going for it. If you have not already, some of you are maybe just strengthening and like maybe you've been working on something and you're ready to launch. Knight of Wands might also represent a travel situation, like you may be moving residence or moving zip code, especially because you have 4 travel cards here. I just put this together. Chariot can be travel by vehicle, the World can be international travel, and then the Three of Wands, Knight of Wands are both travel. They can be, and so it is possible that some of you are like quite literally moving or doing some sort of trip. Three of Wands, again, card of adventure, but it's also a major card of growth and expansion in one's life, taking something to the next level and seeing it bloom, seeing it blossom. And then you have this Star card, which could see you being in the starlight or being in the spotlight here. This is a big card that I associate with like social media, being in the starlight, being in front of people, but it's also a wish being granted to you. It's my favorite card or my second favorite card. I go back and forth in the tarot because it's like hope, optimism, healing, and opportunity for the future. So it's an incredibly positive card. Let's go ahead and see what these 3 Kipper cards are. Now, if you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe. Really helps my channel grow, and less than 50% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. So please do consider doing that. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have here. So you have the Coffin, Marriage, and Mature Woman. Coffin, Marriage, and Mature Woman. We're gonna have to get another card or 2 here. It is interesting because I just feel like your relationship situation wasn't really highlighted here, and it seems like I don't feel anything negative with relationships. There's the end of something. Yeah, mature man. Okay, mature man, mature woman. I do feel like, which is a counterpart in this Kipper deck. Thief. I don't know. I feel like these cards aren't really resonating with me right now. The thing is, Coffin is maybe the one big card that resonates with me, which is Coffin is the end of something, and the World card is also the end of a cycle. And so there is clearly something new arriving for you here, but it's like it's been developed. It's not like the Ace. It's not like the Fool or like Aces, although we'll see if we get some here. But it's more like something's been developed and there's something that's being closed out here. It feels like a launch is what it feels like to me. Let's see what else we have here. Well, okay, just as I said that, you have the Fool, you have the Queen of Swords, yep, you have the Ace of Wands, you have the Four of Swords, you have the Chariot, and you have the Temperance card. Okay, so just as I said, we didn't have any Aces or Fool energies here. Well, there you go, right? So there is absolutely a new beginning. Really not surprised to see it, but I'm still going to stick to this and say that This feels like it's been developed. Ace of Wands would be like a nice card for a launch. It's the biggest card if you want to physically start something, but it is also a major card of side hustles. The King of Wands, Ace of Wands is my major like combination if you are self-employed. So I do, like I said, I just feel like there is something in that realm that's going on here for you, Aquarius. Obviously not everybody's going to be, but even if you're at work, it's like maybe there's like a new, I don't know, there's a change in management, there's a change in ownership, you may even be put on a new project. There's something here going on, but it's exciting. It's an exciting situation. You may even get to travel for work, like you may go to a work conference. Yeah, some of you may go to a work conference as you have the star card. Some of you may even present at a conference. Yeah, because it seems like you're an authority figure or a subject matter expert or a leader in some area. The Chariot twice falling on top of itself is interesting. Again, you know, final push here. Like, you know, it's like major success with the Chariot card in and of itself, but to get it twice as well as with the Emperor, it's like you clearly have self-discipline and you clearly have everything you need. It's just kind of going the distance with the Chariot. So I definitely like to see this. Fool is a powerful new beginning, and it is powerful because I always like to say that the Fool is like all 4 aces in one card. I think some of you have really spent a whole lot of time here in solitude with the Hermit and the 4 of Swords, like spending time towards alignment and aligning to something important in your life, like maybe creating your shining, like your guiding star here with the star card and the 4 of Swords and the Hermit, like connecting with your guiding star, your guiding light here, is definitely what I feel like for some of you are doing. The Queen of Swords is a major card of focus, and somebody who's really capable of giving you quality advice. Like, and again, I feel like this is you giving advice to other people. Interestingly enough, the Temperance card and the Star are similar. The water on the Temperance card is the same pool of water in the Star. This is a healing pool of water. You can see that they're dipping their toe in the water, and that represents healing. It represents, in this case, balance as well with the Temperance card, and also alchemy. You can see that they're combining elements in the cups. So you're really bringing something into the world here. You're bringing something into life. I should look up what that triangle means on their shirt or whatever. This is the first time I've noticed the triangle, but I should really look up what that means. So anyway, interestingly enough, so yeah, that might resonate with somebody. That's something that's coming out, sticking out to me here. But thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.